Okay, really quick before my slide comes up, I'm going to actually dedicate my presentation to Billy up in the balcony. Your mother might not talk to me the rest of the week, but I'm dedicating this to you, my friend. So this presentation came about, I've been to the Playboy Mansion 3 times now. My husband and I went this last September. I posted a bunch of pictures up on Facebook, and a lot of people said, how'd you get into the Playboy Mansion? So how do you get an invite? Option number 1. Seems pretty simple, have a vagina. But you also have to be generally under the age of 30. So you have to ask yourself, are you a celebrity? Do you know Hugh Hefner? The angle that I figured out that has worked for me after I passed the age of 30 was charity. Any interest in charity. It's very tough to sweet talk your way through any sort of registration going in, and I don't work in the entertainment industry, so that was a deal breaker for me. But charity seems like your best bet. I particularly like this picture. Emerging leading entrepreneurs to grow. We actually got in through a charity that I volunteer for Entrepreneurs Organization. Some of you may be familiar with the Marijuana Policy Project. They have a big fundraiser there every year. So guess what? You got in. You're a member of EO, or you found a friend to buy you a ticket. You're in. Who are you going to take with you? What are you going to wear? What are you going to drive? It's LA after all. And how are you going to meet Hugh Hefner? Super, super important. So if you're taking a guess, this is my husband, went with me to the Playboy Mansion. He's down here in the 3rd row. You may experience some bribes. In my husband's case, it was probably threats. But it also makes me a really awesome wife. And he can never again question how much I love him. Now what to wear. If you're a male and you're going to the Playboy Mansion, you have to wear a suit. Please do not wear a red velvet smoking jacket. There's only one person that's going to wear that, and that is Hugh Hefner. So please don't come dressed as Hugh. If you're female, it's a little tougher. I was actually going to wear the dress that I wore to the Playboy Mansion that night, which is actually very conservative for the Playboy Mansion, but I was worried about the people in the front row being able to see so much. So just ask yourself, can you see any nipple and is part of your vagina showing, and then you probably have the right outfit put together. What to drive? Driving is really not important because no one is allowed to drive onto the mansion property. So you don't have to worry about having a pair of Hot Wheels because you're going to be riding in a shuttle bus with a bunch of drunk girls. The drive on the way back is a lot more interesting. How do you meet Hugh Hefner? My husband and I learned the hard way. You got to get there really early because he's really tired from having sex with his 3 girlfriends. He goes to sleep around 8 o'clock. So if you don't get there right at 7, probably not going to meet him. So you've made it. You're in the mansion. It's time to party like a rock star. There's just a few tips that I wanted to share with you guys once you're in for those of us who are not heavy drinkers or heavy partiers like myself. If you're male, please remember the playmates are not even remotely interested in you. Sorry, I had to blur this picture out, but we saw lots of guys there trying to hook up and trying to entice these women with their very exciting stock tips. They're not interested in that. Unless you're old and rich and related to Hugh Hefner. I did have the pleasure of meeting Keith, Hugh Hefner's brother, who was actually making out with a 22-year-old when I first approached him. So even I was a little in the older age bracket for Keith Hefner, which was a little disappointing. But don't worry, there's something called filler girls. So filler girls are the girls they hire to kind of roam the party and socialize with guests who aren't actual playmates. The first thing you want to do, though, is not get too close to these girls, because they're not so pretty in the face once you get a little closer. And you also will not be able to say that you hooked up with a playmate. So that kind of blows it for you right there. If you're a female guest, this is what I learned. Be prepared to be ignored. You will be the fat girl. I'm the fat girl at the Playboy Mansion. I'm the old girl, too, and that's something else I learned. But I did also learn that after 12 o'clock, I was the hot commodity. Oh, how to blow the possibility of a return visit. Hairy, naked guy in the pool. Generally don't want to be that guy. Or be the drunk guy pole dancing. Or be the girl lying on the floor. But the good news is that, I'm just kidding, anything goes at the Playboy Mansion. You can be drunk and hairy and be in the pool. Nobody cares. You can be the guy painted like the Easter Bunny. You can be the girl laying on the dance floor. You're going to get invited back no matter what. I was probably at some of the most tame parties there. But there are a few things you can do. Be nice to the help and to Hugh's girlfriends. There was my husband got his picture taken with one of Hugh's girlfriends, and some guy came up to her and didn't know who she was. She was highly offended by that. And also, don't vomit in a public space or in the pool. That seemed like a no-brainer, but apparently that was news to some people. Also, if you're there for a charity like we were, make sure that you support the charity, volunteer your time, buy an auction item, donate some money. That goes a long way to keeping the charity in business. And finally, hold on to the memories. Take a lot of pictures. Most of the pictures that I got were of my husband with girls, and I kind of wish that I had gotten some more with myself. But secondly, now every time that I think about plastic surgery, a couple times I thought, hey, fake boobs might be something good. Not after those pictures.